Good morning. Welcome to another video. So, the current time is 7 in the morning and we are at this historic Patandoka. You can see a big white gate. This is known as Patandoka in Lalitpur. And this time we are heading out to Tibet. Again, it's our second time and we are heading to Kailash Mansarovar. So it's going to be an epic journey. So let's get started.
And we begin our journey towards Kailash, starting with our first destination, Raswagadi. We take on a four-wheel drive vehicle. It's the monsoon season, the month of July. We have lush green vegetation. It's a beautiful drive all the way from Kathmandu towards Raswagadi, mostly through scenic forest, valleys, and alongside the raging torrent of Trishuli River. So it's a riverside drive, a beautiful drive. Sometimes we are alongside the river and sometimes we are way up the mountain on the mountain road overlooking the Trishuli River down below, meandering through the canyons. As we drive alongside, it feels like as if we are flying above the clouds. Nevertheless, the road condition is not in a very good condition. With the monsoon season, it's particularly tricky and the roads can be treacherous. But nevertheless, we are truly enjoying the view that is surrounding us, particularly the lush green vegetation, the fresh mountain air, the beautiful atmospheric scenery that surrounds us. And in the distance, we can actually see a waterfall cascading down a cliff. The waterfall appears to be flying above the cloud. It's like a waterfall in the sky. What a beautiful view. Relaxing and enjoying the beauty of the monsoon season, the beauty of the nature that surrounds us, we quickly arrive at Dunche, a market town, a small bustling town. The town of Dunche lies at an elevation of 2030 meters. So it's quite chilly up here with the cool, misty mountain air. We'll be having our lunch at Hotel Kiang.
Okay, time for dal bhat. Dal bhat power 24 hour.
Oh, thank you. Tukpa. Thank you. हुन्छ डल्लो खुर्सानी thank you.
After having a delicious and a fulfilling lunch, we make our way back on the meandering road towards our destination, Timure in Raswagadi. It's a beautiful scenic drive, a bumpy drive alongside the mountain road. As you can see, we have misty, foggy weather that surrounds us. It's a very surreal atmosphere. And we come across some very treacherous roads as well. The road condition is not particularly good. It's a bumpy ride from here all the way to the town of Timure. Nevertheless, we are enjoying the view that surrounds us and the adventurous drive towards our destination. Driving for some odd 120 or so kilometers all the way from Kathmandu, up and down the mountain road alongside the raging torrent of Trisuli River down below, we make our way towards a town, a border town called Timure. In the distance, we can actually see the small settlement of Timure, which is going to be our destination for today. We'll be staying overnight at a hotel in Timure.
Good afternoon. It's 3 in the afternoon and we have reached this scenic location called Timure. So it was a long drive through the high mountain, the valleys, the beautiful, the monsoon. It's so beautiful, the drive. And we came all the way from Kathmandu. It was about 120 kilometers drive. And now we will be staying at this hotel. Hotel Riverside. Hotel Riverview. And tomorrow we will be crossing the border into Tibet. Nice, beautiful room. This is the bathroom. Okay.
There's a view.
And it's a beautiful view. High five.
From the window of our cozy little hotel room, we have a scenic view of the surrounding landscape, and we can actually see a helicopter. So if you're not in a mood of driving all the way from Kathmandu, you can always take a helicopter ride. This evening, we're taking a short evening walk to explore this beautiful town of Timure. Timure is a small border town nestled alongside high mountain cliff. And during the monsoon season, it's particularly beautiful, with lush green vegetation, rivers, and waterfalls. And there are many viewpoints, scenic viewpoints to explore. There are waterfalls, ancient monasteries and gumbas, with picturesque landscape. We head up a staircase which leads to a suspension bridge overlooking a waterfall. Exploring the town of Timure, we make our way towards a scenic viewpoint from where we have a spectacular view of the raging torrent of Trisuli River. Due to the monsoon season, the river looks spectacular and we can imagine the immense power of this mighty river. And we spend the rest of the evening relaxing by the riverside with a scenic view that surrounds us in this beautiful little town of Timure.
Good morning. It's 6:30 in the morning, and you can see it's a beautiful monsoon day with cloudy rolling clouds, and in the distance you can see the raging torrent of Trisuli River, also known as Sampo. So now we will have our breakfast and head towards the border. Time for breakfast. Black coffee with set breakfast.
After having our breakfast, we headed towards the immigration office for the immigration process. Basically, the border opens at 10 a.m. China time, that is 8 a.m. Nepal time. As you can see, it's raining, it's cloudy, misty. Nonetheless, we are more than excited for the journey, and we can see due to the incessant rainfall, the Trisuli River, also known as Kerung Sangpo, has all swollen up.
Namaste.
Short distance from our hotel, we have reached the Friendship Bridge, a border between Nepal and China. On the other side, the tour bus is waiting for us. It's raining, and so we quickly made our way inside the bus.
你不来跟我坐是不是啊？
Welcome to Tibet.
那就今天晚上
Thank you.
Second time.
重新开房，你自己开。
So the current time is 9:50 in the morning. It's around 11:15 China time. So we have crossed the border and entered Tibet. So welcome to Tibet. It's our second time. So let's have fun. So today we are going to the Kerung town and we'll be staying overnight at Kerung. But first, it's a warm welcome. Namaste Tasidele. Namaste Tasidele.
Okay.
Okay. Warm welcome in Tibet in the cool monsoon season.
A short drive from the border, we have now arrived at the town of Gerung. It's also known as Kerung in Nepali and known as Gerung in Tibet. So welcome to Kerung town.
Umbrella inside the room.
Tapal.
Okay. And this is the bathroom. Very good. Very good. Okay, welcome to Kerung. We are at an altitude of 2,800 meters. The current time is, let's see, 1:11 in the afternoon. Around 11 a.m. in Nepal. So now we are heading towards the hotel to have some lunch.
Okay, so we are here at the Nepali restaurant to have our lunch. And here is our guide for the Kailash tour, Mr. Kuncho. Kuncho. Okay. Okay, time for hot tea. Okay, cheers. Nepali dal bhat set.
Thank you.
After having a delicious lunch, we made our way towards a temple which looked like a Nepali temple. This Nepali style pagoda temple was built by Songchen Gompo some 1000 years ago, and it's known as Pakpa Monastery. The monastery houses a statue of Lokeswara, the Bodhisattva of compassion. And we spend the rest of the evening relaxing by the temple side, exploring the vibrant town of Kirong. Good morning. It's July 7th. The current time is 8 in the morning. That is 5:50 in Nepal. And we are currently in Kirong. So today we are going to head out to Saga town. So basically the Saga town is around 180 kilometers from Kirong. Will take about 3 hours of scenic drive, but we will be gaining some altitude. So we'll be gaining almost 1800 meters. At the moment we are at 2800 meters. So Saga town is at 4600 meters. So anyhow, we have a beautiful morning here at Kirong. Now we'll have our breakfast and get started for the journey. After having our breakfast, we had some time, so we strolled around the city of Kirong, surrounded by huge mountains covered in lush green forest. Truly, Kirong is a very beautiful city. Walking on the streets of Kirong, we can see a lot of trees on the pathways to increase the green space. And as you can see, these are like ginkgo bilobas. These are primitive trees from the time of dinosaur. The valley of Kirong is a beautiful valley. It reminds us of the beautiful valleys in Nepal as well. It has a similar landscape, a lot of green space. This valley is surrounded by high mountains. It's like a bowl. So we are at the center of the bowl, surrounded by high peaks. On a clear day, we can actually see the mountains surrounding us. But nevertheless, it's a very cool and beautiful day here in Kirong. Okay, so the journey now begins from Kirong to Saga on the Golden Dragon. And we begin our Tibet tour on the Golden Dragon, a scenic drive all the way from Kirong towards Saga. Down below, in the valley, we can see the Kirong city. As we drive along the meandering mountainside road, we come across a beautiful waterfall. And we stop by to marvel the beauty of the nature.
One Americano.
OK，
Okay.
这美式，
Hello. 你好。你好。
不要看不起来了。
Coffee at a very cool, chill waterfall. So we are having this hot cup of Americano at this beautiful waterfall. So last time we were here, the waterfall was not that big. This monsoon season, this waterfall is raising. It's wild. Look at that. The mist of waterfall all over the place. It's so cool, so beautiful. Yay!
After a refreshing break at the majestic waterfall, we continued our journey. We noticed due to the landslide and flash flood, some sections of the road are under construction. But nevertheless, most of the road section in Tibet are in a very good condition. And as we start to climb up and gain some elevation, we notice barren landscape. No longer we notice the forest. We are now above the tree line and into the rain shadow region. Welcome to the Tibetan Plateau.
Welcome to the Tibetan Plateau. So we are in the rain shadow region. We have climbed almost more than 4,000 meters in altitude. And as you can see, we have blue sky with yellow vegetation, yellow flowers. These are not mustard flowers. You can see, this is what it looks like. But anyhow, this is a beautiful landscape we are in by this wonderful landscape. Welcome to Tibet.
Today's bus journey is about 180 kilometers long, all the way from the city of Kyerung towards Saga, and we will be gaining some elevation as well. During the trip, we'll be crossing many high mountain pass. And we remember, last time we crossed a high mountain pass more than 5,000 meters high. But this time, in fact just a few days ago, this new tunnel opened up and we no longer have to cross the high mountain pass. The high mountain pass road sure was a scenic drive and take you more than 5,000 meters high. But anyhow, the tunnel leads all the way directly to a turquoise blue, beautiful lake. This lake is known as Fiku Lake. After a short break at the beautiful lake of Fiku, we continued our road trip on the endless stretches of Tibetan Plateau. We are currently driving at an elevation of more than 4,600 meters. That's the average altitude that we are driving in. So truly, we are driving on top of the world. And we often made a stopover to marvel at the scenic vista that surrounds us. Tibet is truly beautiful. Welcome to heavenly Tibet. continuing our journey, a beautiful road trip all the way from Kirong, we come across a bridge. And after crossing this bridge, we arrive at the city, the town of Saga. The town of Saga is situated at an altitude of around 4,640 meters and seems to be a bustling town, a big town in the Shigatse prefecture of Tibet.
Good afternoon. It's 2:50 in the afternoon and we have reached Saga village. Saga town. It is situated at an altitude of 4,600 meters. So as you can see, we have climbed up quite a bit of altitude. And welcome to this Saga town. You can see it's a bustling town, it's a big town. So we're gonna grab our luggage and this is our hotel. Okay, massage chair. And we have some lift as well. No need to carry the luggage up the stairs. So we are on the 3rd floor. Okay, let's call the lift. Alright.
Is it coming?
You're coming? Yeah. Okay. Just a very shiny lift.
Disco.
Look at that. Lift at 4,600 meters. Okay, I think this is the room. Yep. This is our room. Okay. Welcome to Saga. Bedroom. And I think this is a projector. Oh, a room with a projector.
Yeah.
This is new.
Kijk, op een dat is echt
And
zo.
then we have the bathroom. Okay, time for lunch in Saga. So we'll have a lunch, Chinese delicacy at this restaurant. This is the menu, picture menu. You choose from the picture, whatever you like. Oh, wow. Okay. Big dish. Look at the size of this plate. Okay, let's enjoy.
Well, after having a fulfilling lunch, we gained some energy and decided to explore this vibrant town of Saga.
Good morning. Day 4 of our Tibet travel. So today is an exciting day. Today we are taking a bus ride all the way from Saga to reach a town called Darchen, from where we will begin our trek to Kailash. And speaking of the time, the current time is 7:30 a.m. It's 8 July. It's a cool morning, beautiful morning. So let's get started. So before we head out on the epic bus ride, it's time for a much needed breakfast at a local restaurant. So you can see this is the town of Saga.
situated at an altitude of 4,600 meters.
How are you?
I'm good. So this is the good. Shaputele. Okay, this is where we will have our breakfast, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we are having rice porridge and some steamed dumpling with some meat inside and 2 eggs.
And also in our program, today we are going to the Manasarva and then drive to Tharchen. Okay, so at the lake we not allowed to wash anything. You can get some waters for blessings. Yeah, you cannot wash feet, cannot wash the hands, and if you want to wash, you can get the water from the lake into some vans or something.
After having our breakfast, we head on for a long drive, almost 600 kilometers drive, all the way from the town of Saga towards Dachen. On the way, we notice a river. This river is known as Brahmaputra, also known as Yerlong Sangpo. Good afternoon. Current time is 11 a.m. and we have reached this location where we can see the Yerlong River, also known as Brahmaputra. You can see it in the background. That's a massive river. It's almost 2,800 kilometers long. So that is the Brahmaputra River. And actually we are driving along this highway which stretches alongside the Nepalese border. So you can see the Himalayas, Himalayas in there. Just 50-60 kilometers over there, that's Nepal. So yeah, welcome to Western Tibet. We're actually on high mountain desert, you can see sand, and there's this high altitude desert grass. Okay. Brahmaputra is one of the largest rivers in the world, which originates from the Kailash ranges of the Himalayas at an elevation of more than 5,400 meters, and is an important source of drinking water for the people in the Indian subcontinent. From this vantage point, we can see the entire western Himalayan range of Nepal. And we're going to take a short break here. We'll be having our much needed lunch. There's tukpa. And Tibetan dumpling. Okay. सबै खाइदिने. After having some Tibetan delicacy, we continued our road trip. On the way, we crossed several high mountain passes, and this is one of the highest pass, over 5,200 meters high. It's astonishing and quite a surprise for us to see roads at this high elevation, and it connects the central Tibet with the western Tibet. After crossing several high mountain passes and endless stretches of road, we have now finally arrived at the holy lake of Mansarovar. The pristine lake is situated at an elevation of almost 4,600 meters. The holy lake is spiritually significant for Buddhists Jainism, Hinduism, and the ardent followers of Tibetan religion of Bon. The holy lake of Mansarovar is revered for being the place of origin for many great rivers such as Brahmaputra, Indus, Satluj, and has made Kailash Mansarovar a most revered spot for pilgrims traveling to this place for thousands of years. Surrounding this picturesque lake, we can see a lot of birds, indigenous Tibetan here, and the Tibetan wild ass, also known as kyang, can be seen grazing and roaming in the grasslands. Next to the holy lake of Mansarovar, there is an ancient monastery known as Chogompa Monastery, which has been built right onto a steep hill. It looks as if it has been carved right out of the rock. From the top of this monastery, we have a bird's eye view of the beautiful Mansarovar lake. As we make our way inside the Gompa, we notice a small shrine and a cave where Guru Padmasambhav meditated before leaving this world. After spending a spiritual time at the holy lake of Mansarovar and exploring the ancient Gumba of Chio Monastery, we then made our way towards the town of Darchen. The town of Darchen is the gateway to the holy Mount Kailash and lies at an altitude of around 4,670 meters. It has been a long drive today, all the way from Saga to reach Darchen, a total of 600 kilometers for 12 hours of non-stop bus ride. And now it's time to head into the hotel and check in to the room.
Oh wow. Beautiful. So we even have oxygen. Good evening. So it's 8 p.m. Yes, 8 p.m. and we still have daylight. So it was a long and an exhilarating, adventurous ride. Beautiful scenic drive from all the way from Saga to reach this town.
This evening, we take on a short stroll around the city of Darchen and witness one of the most spectacular and beautiful sunsets. Enjoying the beauty of the nature, we are all excited for the Kora, a trek around the holy Mount Kailash.
Good morning. A cool morning here at Darchen. So today we begin our trek. We're going to hike all the way from Darchen to Jirapok Monastery. So it is about 13 kilometers distance, 6 hours journey. At the moment it's 8 a.m. and we will be having our breakfast and head out on the trek doing the Kora around Mount Kailash. So as you can see, I am in this beautiful town of Darchen, situated at an altitude of 4,660 meters. It's a quite small, cozy town, and we are surrounded by high peaks. Behind those peaks, that cloud, there is a holy peak in there. And we have a beautiful, splendid view of the Himalayas. Okay, let's get started.
Okay, so we are all set and ready to go. And the tour operator, they provided us kindly with some water bottle. And as you can see, some oxygens as well. So 2 oxygen for each person, just in case. So we are all set and ready to go. Ainda? Let's go. Our journey around the holy Mount Kailash begins with a bus ride from the city of Darchen to the start point of Kailash Kora. And today we have bright blue sky. The clouds have faded away, revealing the mountains. In the distance we can see the holy Mount Kailash. At this moment we are at Yamadwar, and the meaning of Yamadwar means the gateway of the god of death, according to Hinduism and Buddhism. And from this location, we have a splendid view of Mount Kailash, the north face of Mount Kailash. And walking past this location, the Yamadwar, marks the beginning of our holy Mount Kailash Kora. Basically, Kora means circumambulation. We are circumambulating Mount Kailash in the clockwise direction. We also notice people circumambulating in anti-clockwise direction.
샤프델레.
다시 들래.
다시 델레. 다시 델레. 다시 델레. 다시 델레.
As we begin our journey, we notice local Tibetans prostrating and circumambulating holy Mount Kailash. The actual prostration is performed by dropping the body forward and stretching it full length on the floor. It's a very difficult procedure, especially at this high elevation. We are currently at an elevation of around 4,800 meters. Streams of water cascading down up the face of Mount Kailash. This is holy water.
Sorry.
As we hike up the valley, we can see rivers. These rivers will flow into holy Lake Mansarovar.
다시 델레. 다시 델레.
해라.
As we hike up the mountain, the valley opens up, revealing bright blue sky, high mountains. The first ray of sun creates a magical, beautiful scenic landscape. It's as if we are hiking out of this world. It is truly beautiful and a surreal experience for us. It's beautiful. It's Shangri-La. Along the way, we can see a lot of rock piling and prayer flags. And here we notice a holy stone, and people place their body on the stone, and the legend goes by that placing the body on the stone will cure backache. And this stone is right beneath the west face of Mount Kailash. It's a beautiful hike. Surrounding us, high mountains and yaks grazing on the green pastures, the river flowing next to us. It's truly beautiful.
So we are en route to Darchen, from Darchen to Dirupuk Monastery. And at the moment we are in this beautiful location. This is truly like heaven, like Shangri-La. You can see we are on the base of Mount Kailash, which you can see right there. That's Mount Kailash. On the west face is the west face of Mount Kailash. And surrounding us is this beautiful vista of yak grazing in the green pastures. We have river, pristine river flowing. And take a look at this sky. This is surreal. Beautiful. Truly. Heavenly Tibet.
A little more than halfway along the journey, we noticed some tea house. And we decided to enter the tea house for a much needed lunch.
Tibetan chai.
After having our lunch, it's a short hike up the mountain towards the Dirupuk Monastery. And we have a picturesque, beautiful view surrounding us. In the distance, we can see a bridge. And if we cross this bridge, we can reach the Dirupuk Monastery. The guest house that we are staying in is up this hill, and we will be climbing a certain distance and gaining some elevation to reach our guest house. And from this location, we have a splendid view of north face of Mount Kailash. Today's journey was a relaxing, spiritual, and a very sacred one. We are hiking at high altitude. Currently, it's almost 5,000 meters. And it's a short distance from here to reach our guest house, which is located at 4,950 meters. And from this location in the distance, we can see the Drolma Monastery. And behind us, standing tall, is the Mount Kailash. What a splendid view. It has been a beautiful journey all the way from Darchen to reach guest house right beneath Mount Kailash. This is our room. We are sharing the room. And now it's time to head into the room. The guest house provided us with a shared room from where we have a splendid view of the beautiful landscape that surrounds us. At the guest house, the locals were more than happy to play a little football. So, playing football at this high altitude, and it's quite an experience as well. This evening, we are relaxing at the foot of Mount Kailash. It's a beautiful scenery, a beautiful landscape that surrounds us, and the setting sun created a mesmerizing view of Mount Kailash and the surrounding landscape. What a beautiful hike today was, a beautiful day, and tomorrow we'll be heading up towards the base of Mount Kailash. Good morning, day 6 of our Kailash travel, and today we'll be hiking up towards the base of Mount Kailash. We are starting our hike early this morning after having our breakfast, and because today's journey is going to take around 6 hours, it will be around 3 to 4 hours uphill hike and 2 hours downhill, and we'll be gaining some elevation as well. So at the moment we are at 5,000 meters, and we will be climbing all the way to 5,670 meters to the base of Mount Kailash for an up-close view of the holy mountain from its very foot. Mount Kailash is a holy mountain and is sacred to the followers of Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and the Tibetan religion of Bon. And it is forbidden to summit this holy mountain. According to the legend, the only person who ever scaled this holy mountain is the Yogi Milarepa. The Tibetan name for the mountain is Gang Rinpoche. Gangs is a Tibetan word for snow peak, and Rinpoche is an honorific meaning precious one. So the combined can be translated as precious jewel of the snow. As we climb up the mountain, down below we can see the Derapuk monastery, where Yogi Milarepa meditated. Good morning. The current time is 9:50 a.m. and we are at the base of the holy mount Kailash. And as you can see in the far distance, there is the glacier, and we'll make our way upstream towards the base of the Mount Kailash. So as you can see, we are surrounded by this beautiful landscape. We came all the way from down there. You can see the Derapuk monastery in there. Currently we are at an elevation of around 5,500 meters, I guess. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Mani Padme Om. Namaste. Holy water. It's Mount Kailash. With the warm sunshine, it's a very relaxing moment here at the base of Mount Kailash. And in the distance, we actually notice some wild animals. These seems to be Tibetan blue sheep, also known as paral. And they seems to be enjoying the warm sunshine as well, grazing on the green pastures at the base of holy Mount Kailash. Truly a spectacular and a surreal sight. And we kept asking ourselves, is this Shangri-La? Is this Shambhala? Hiking up this pristine, magical location, we can see a river which originates from the glacier of Mount Kailash. Mount Kailash can be seen standing tall above us, looking at us. For some unconditional reason, tears of emotional joy fell down our face. This is truly a holy place, a mesmerizing, a beautiful location. Truly, what a beautiful and a spiritual hike it is. From the base of the glacier, we kept on hiking uphill. The weather was permitting. It's a beautiful weather with crystal clear blue sky, Mount Kailash right in front of us, and we pushed on to climb even further, trying to touch the base of Mount Kailash. From this section onward, the trail can get a little treacherous. As we hike uphill, there are rivers and glaciers. We will be hiking up this glacier. And currently the altitude is almost 5,600 meters. So the air is thin, and so we take it slowly, enjoying and relaxing the beauty that surrounds us. As we come closer and closer to the base of Mount Kailash, we can imagine a figure on the wall, the rock face, and the blessing hand of the Almighty. And we also notice the sacred symbol of Om on the cliff face. Om, according to many religions, is a primordial sound from which the universe was created. And it is the infinite and the ultimate truth of reality.
Very close.
Taking a short break and relaxing moment at the foot of Mount Kailash was a spiritual journey, an enlightening journey, and we made our way back towards the Drolma monastery. Legend has it that the great Tibetan yogi Milarepa meditated in a cave near Drolma, attaining enlightenment and leaving his handprints on the rock as a testament of his spiritual trip. From Drolma monastery, we can clearly see the south face of Mount Kailash, and according to Buddhism, it resembles the face of Avalokitesvara, the embodiment of compassion. And knowing this added another layer of spiritual meaning to this pristine and sacred location of Drolma. Today's hike up to the base of Mount Kailash and exploring the ancient monastery of Drolma is a spiritual journey and a beautiful one. We spend the rest of the evening relaxing and meditating by the side of this holy site.
Good morning. Today is day 7 of our Kailash tour, July 11, and the current time is 7:35. We have a beautiful morning. We have Mount Kailash just behind us. We are at the base of Mount Kailash at this guest house, and today we are going to take on an epic journey, epic trek, all the way to the top of Drolma La Pass at 5,600 meters, and then go towards the monastery for overnight stay, Jujulpuk monastery that is. So that's almost like 20-25 kilometers of trek. So it's going to be an exciting one. So let's get started. All right.
A beautiful morning today with a blue sky, and Mount Kailash can be seen golden with the first ray of the sun. Today's hike is the longest and also the toughest hike of the Kailash Kora trek. So we started early in the morning as we have to cross almost 25 kilometers. The first 10 kilometers is crossing the high pass of Drolma La. And there are several high passes along the way. In the distance, we can see the very first pass, and it's near the Drolma monastery. Truly a beautiful hike this morning, with first rays of the sun hitting the high mountains, and in the distance we can see the eastern face of Mount Kailash. As we climb up the elevation, we just crossed the first pass, and in the distance we can see the second high pass. The month of July is a especially beautiful season here in Tibet. It's monsoon in Nepal, but here in Tibet we can see clear blue sky with patches of cloud and a lot of greenery. And as we reach the summit of the second high pass, marveling at the view that surrounds us, we can see the trail we came up from Drolma monastery. Okay, good morning. So we are at this one of the high pass. We've just crossed two passes. There are three passes. We are at an elevation of around 5,450 meters now. And the Drolma La Pass is through this way. So anyway, we are surrounded by this beautiful landscape. Prayer flags all over the place, beautiful sunshine, clear blue sky. And now we're taking some rest and taking it slow. The air is quite thin. Slow, slow. Pole, pole.
Oh, pole.
Pole, pole. The hike to Drolma La Pass is a beautiful one. Surrounding us is the beautiful Tibetan vista with green grasses, high mountains and snow-capped peaks. And the trail from here is a gentle uphill hike. In the distance, we can see the mighty pass of Drolma La, situated at an altitude of 5,670 meters. The beginning of the trail up towards the Drolma La Pass is a gentle uphill hike. But soon after, there are steep uphill hikes and several high passes that we need to cross in order to reach the summit of Drolma La Pass. With the majestic Mount Kailash in the backdrop, we continued our way up towards the sacred pass of Drolma La.
다시 달래. 다시 달래.
As we hike up the mountain pass, we can see many pilgrims. Traditionally, the Kora is done in clockwise direction, but we also notice many people doing the Kora in anti-clockwise direction. Follower of born religion of Tibet do the holy Kora in anti-clockwise direction. And from this location, we can see pilgrims climbing up and down this holy mountain. The air is thin and it's quite exhausting. But taking a look at pilgrims prostrating on the ground and doing this holy Kora gave us energy and a huge boost in our motivation to scale this mighty Drolma La Pass, and also creates an unconditional love and emotion, blessing to all the living beings of the world.
다시 달래, 다시 달래. 다시 달래.
Such a beautiful and spiritual hike today, with friendly, charming, happy Tibetans smiling and wishing us Tasidele along the way as we scale this mysterious, magical, and holy pass of Drolma La. After climbing several smaller passes, we have now reached the high pass of Drolma La. In the distance is the holy pass of Drolma La, situated at an altitude of 5,670 meters above sea level.
다시 달래. 다시 달래. 다시 달래.
The weather has been perfect today. It's a beautiful blue sky with some patches of cloud. It's a clear view of high mountains that surrounds us. And as we walk up the pass alongside the prayer flags, we notice some people offering kapsi to the pilgrims. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. So we are currently at 5,600 meters at Drolma La Pass, and welcome to the Drolma La Pass. You can see we have prayer flags surrounding all over us with a picturesque view of the high mountains. So after passing this pass, we have another 3-4 hours of hike towards the Jutulpuk monastery. So yeah, it was quite an adventure.
With the majestic view of the high mountains and the beautiful Tibetan vista that surrounds us at this sacred location of Drolma La, we take a moment to offer prayer flags for good karma, well-being, happiness, and world peace. We would love to stay at this beautiful location for a little more time. But as we know, we are at high altitude, more than 5,600 meters here. The air is quite thin, less than 50% of that is available at sea level. So we made our way back towards the Jutulpuk monastery. In the distance, we can see a holy lake. This lake is known as Gauri Kunda and is a lake of compassion and bliss, situated at an altitude of 5,608 meters. The trail after crossing the Drolma La Pass is steep, but later on it becomes a gentle downhill descent.
Okay, cheers.
Yes.
Want help? Okay. Cheers.
And after a short and a refreshing break, we continued our way downhill towards the valley down below. In the distance, we can see some tea houses. The trail from here is pretty steep, so we are taking it slow.
Okay, you did it.
Ah, yeah, very thorough.
Little more slippery to go.
Yeah. Thorough.
No chorne.
Oh, kukur. Wee, puppy.
In the distance is the first tea house, and we'll be having our lunch here, a much needed rest after crossing the mighty Drolma La Pass. We are making our way towards a Tibetan restaurant. It's time for some Tibetan delicacy.
Tukpa, yak tukpa. Hello. That's it, Dele.
Meat thukpa.
Okay. Let's have some yak tukpa. Okay. Very good. So we just had a delicious Tibetan tukpa. So now it's time to head back to Jitulpuk Monastery, our destination for today. So that's about 15 kilometers hike still remaining, and it's mostly downhill on a gradual slope.
Hiking down the beautiful valley with crystal clear pristine river flowing by our side, yaks grazing in the field. Wow. The trail is truly beautiful. It's so gentle and so calming. The trail continues meandering down the valley, many mountains to pass, but nevertheless, such a beautiful and a relaxing hike today, and we are feeling so blessed. So blessed, in fact, that we are spending some time with some local wildlife. These cute, chubby little creatures are known as Himalayan marmots, and they live on high alpine grasslands of Tibetan plateau.
The current time is 4:35, and we are almost at our destination. So it's a long way from the Drolma La Pass through this beautiful valley alongside the river. And now, if I'm not mistaken or wrong, around this should be the Jitulpuk Monastery, where we will stay overnight for today. Okay, let's go.
It's been a long hike today, crossing the mighty Drolma La Pass and long stretches of high mountain trail. We have now finally reached our destination at Jitulpuk.
Here. So the current time is 5:15, and we have now reached the Jitulpuk Monastery that you can see up there, and we'll be staying at this guest house overnight today. So it was quite an adventurous and a very long trek, almost 9 hours, I guess. So now it's time to head into the room and just relax. Okay, let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, nice. Okay, this is our room.
Nice.
And with a view of the mountain. Good morning.
Good morning.
Day 8 of Kailash tour. And today is the final day of the Kora circuit around the Kailash, the holy mount Kailash. So we're going back to Darchen, and from there we're going to take a bus back to Saga and back to Kyerung and Kathmandu. So yeah, it has been an exciting journey, and we still need to walk today. It's about just a 7 kilometers hike. So we just had our breakfast early in the morning. It's currently 7:30 in the morning. As you can see, the weather has changed a bit. It's a little cloudy at the moment, but anyhow, it's going to be a very nice, beautiful journey. So let's go ahead. All right. ल हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ हाम्रो नेपाली दाजु नमस्ते ओम ओके कैलाशमा आएर ओम सो आज यात्राको अन्तिम दिन getting back.
Today is the final day of the Holy Kora around the Mount Kailash, and we are very excited. But as you can see, the weather has changed. It is cloudy, so we don't have the view of the high mountains. Nevertheless, hiking alongside friendly Tibetans, the pilgrims along the way, and the fact that we are nearing the end of this Kora brings a big smile on our face. It's a very happy moment.
जङ्गली याक हुने त डेन्जरस हुन्छ domesticated. Jangli yak is 2 times bigger. Okay, Jangli yak.
Today's hike is a third hike. It's a gentle downhill descent. There are no high passes, just downhill descent alongside the beautiful river that flows down below. And in the distance, we can see the high mountains that we have hiked all the way downhill. Towards the end of the Kora, we can see pilgrims on their final prostration, blessing to the kind souls. They have overcome a difficult task, prostrating around the holy Mount Kailash, up the Drolma La Pass, and now the Kora ends at this very location. We are truly honored and spiritually motivated to hike alongside the holy pilgrims. The tea house in the distance is the end point of Kora, and from here on, we can take a vehicle back to Darchen. But since this is our very first time doing the Kora around Kailash, we didn't knew this fact that the Kora has ended. So we continued to march up towards the city of Darchen.
How are you feeling?
Good. Oh,
Eh?
no paparazzi.
No paparazzi.
No.
Look, Darchen is right there. But it's so far away. Hiking. It's right there. We're almost done with the Kora. We don't have a good visibility of the mountain today because of the clouds. But anyhow, what a splendid and spiritual journey it was. So actually, we are doing the full Kora because the Kora already completed down the valley. So we just keep on walking, and now we are at Darchen city. It's too much walking today, but anyhow, we have completed the Kora, the Kailash Kora. It was a spiritual journey, very adventurous, right? Climbing up the high mountain pass of Drolma La. Wow, what a journey! Coming all the way from Kathmandu. And now we are at Darchen, all the way, ready to go back to Kathmandu.
Woo.
So, thank you for watching our video till the end. Thank you for joining our spiritual adventurous journey. This is our
Kora.
Kailash Kora. This has been a magnificent journey. Tasidale, namaste, thank you, and bye-bye. Let's dance. It is so cold, we are warming up. Good, right?
Thank you. Okay.
So you can see Mount Kailash is huge.
Our guide.
Yeah, our guide brother is right here.
Woo.
We are warming up.
Woo.